A special guest today, and he will be sharing with us a lot more what is happening in our community and at the church. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about him that Dr. Bishop Sir Walter Mack Jr. is a committed pastor and a teacher whose and love of God and people is expansive enough to reach the nations and microscopic enough to touch individuals on a personal level. Diligently serving as a pastor and a teacher of Union Baptist Church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Bishop Mack provides spiritual guidance and leadership to his congregation of over 4,000. Bishop Mack currently serves as Metropolitan Bishop with Global United Fellowship. He provides leadership to the Southeastern Coastal Atlantic Province. Besides that, also he is formally educated at Elon College in Elon, North Carolina, Bachelor of Arts in Communications, Duke University, Durham, North Carolina, Master of Divinity, and United Theological Seminary in Dayton, Ohio, Doctor of Ministry program. Bishop Mack, welcome to Global Television Network.
Bless you. Good to see you.
Dr. Mack, you're from this area.
Yes.
Before we get into about this seminar, share a little bit about you and the church, Union Baptist Church in Winston-Salem.
Yes, I grew up in this city. My father pastored in this city, the late Dr. Sir Walter Mack Sr., and my mother, thank God, is 89 years old. She's still living, and she's an active part of our ministry here at this church along with my family. And so I've been blessed to be able to come back home and minister in this city. I'm at a church where one of the pastors served for 47 years. Dr. H. McDaniel and then Dr. P.F. Daniels served 16 years prior to me coming. This church was traditionally a traditional church. And over 20 years ago when I arrived here, it was pretty traditional, very solid in terms of its ministry, but was kind of contained within the box of what we understood church to be. Always engaged in community efforts and that kind of thing, but we kind of understood church to be in a box. And so the members of this church, when they asked me to come serve here, they wanted some leadership that would help lead them further. And so I was able to come here and to kind of see some other opportunities on how to get the church outside of the church.
Wonderful.
And so, yes, sir.
Dr. Mack, wonderful education you have.
Yes.
I mean, with that education, anyone can go anywhere and far much more he can do. But Lord called you into the ministry.
Yes.
And you have that vision to reach out to people, the community, and I see what work you've been doing here. Yes. And tremendous, and his church is growing too. What is your vision for the church here?
So my vision for the church is to minister life to those who are broken and bruised, to be that place of restoration. I've often said that if you look around your circle and your circle don't inspire you, it's not your circle, it's a cage. And so I believe that the church is the place to help people to get inspired and to get them out of their personal cages, that they can experience life and life more abundantly, and to make Christ become alive in their life and to make Christ relevant in their everyday walk. And so for this church, we believe that we must be prophetic in the sense of addressing those issues that affect people on a daily basis, in their daily walk, but also be very sincere about our worship, our prayer, our study, our fellowship, our evangelism. So we kind of merge those two pieces together, and we call ourselves a prophet charismatic church, where we believe in merging the prophetic and the charismatic together. So that's the kind of church we're at.
I see your vision for the community and people, and you're a people person, I know. And that is why with that burden, Lord has given you, you're starting and doing new conference that is coming up on April 10th through 12th here at Union Baptist Church. It's called Church Leaders and Laity Conference. Could you share about
the
that?
Renew Conference. And so we're excited. We started this conference because what we found is that churches get to a place where they get stuck. I like the way Bill Eason put it in this book, the Unfreezing Moves. He talks about there are two types of churches that exist: a frozen church, a stuck church, and an unstuck church. Wow. And so I kind of picked in on the fact that there are many churches that are stuck, and they don't know how to move forward with the gifts and talents that they have in ministry. So we came up with a conference called Renew Conference to renew churches, renew leadership, to renew laity. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run, not get weary. They shall walk and not faint. So this conference is designed to help reignite that passion, that drive that will get the life back into what we are supposed to be doing. One thing I found out is that many churches are dealing with traditionalism, which is a different kind of spirit from tradition. Tradition is different from traditionalism, okay? So we celebrate tradition in some certain sense. My birthday is a tradition. Every January the 11th, it's a tradition that we eat cake on my birthday. That's a tradition, right? So tradition is the living faith of the dead. It's something that we do. Tradition is the living faith of the dead, okay? It's something that people who pass on did that we keep alive. That's tradition. Traditionalism is the dead faith of the living.
Say that again. Traditionalism is the dead faith of the living.
Of the dead faith of the living. And so this conference is designed to destroy the traditionalism. And it's a creative ministry conference that is designed to move churches out of their comfort zones, push them to the edges.
Yes. No, Bishop, of course, the church does not mean the building. Church means people.
People.
Now, this conference, Renew Conference, is not for men only, but a whole family, man and woman and
children.
Children.
Yes.
How will that renew them? What is happening to our families?
So let me tell you, I'm so glad you asked. So on the Wednesday of that conference, so the way we're trying to hit something that's really affecting families is financial burden. So what we're doing is we have gone out and we have partnered with the Winston-Salem-Forsyth County School System. There will be over 900 high school students in the sanctuary on that Wednesday, and we'll be talking to them about financial literacy. Dr. Bussell Soaries out of New Jersey and his D-Free financial literacy program, which is blessing churches all over this nation, will be teaching those young people those principles out of that program to break that bondage, because so many young people cannot function in life because they get in so much debt early, or they have a misunderstanding about how finances work. So that'll be one piece. We have Prudential Insurance that will be coming in to meet with pastors about retirement programs, meet with seniors on how to establish living legacies or living wills, and how to leave something back for the next generation. These are things that we're going to be working with this conference, along with some other creative parts that will help us move forward. You're not going to believe this, but we have a pastor that's coming to this conference. That's going to be a blessing to churches. We have a pastor that's coming to this conference. He's so creative in what he does, Pastor Ricky Rush. He's so creative in what he does, is that when his church built their church, they have a fisher's theme. All right, fishing for men.
He's from Ohio.
He's from Texas.
Texas.
Okay. And when he's fishing for fish, fishing for men and women, a discipleship theme in his church, that they put a SeaWorld aquarium in their church.
Aquarium in the church.
Right. So when you walk in, man, you're walking under sharks and stingrays.
I never seen that before.
Man, I mean, he's coming, and he has his ministry team that is able to take lessons and transpose them into cartoons for the kids' lessons on Sundays.
While the service is going on, right away they do that?
Right. They can watch cartoons while he's preaching, right on the iPad. I mean,
Different
you know,
way of giving gospel.
right. So let me tell you what happened. So our ministry, we were struggling with how to get people back to Sunday school, getting that interest back in place for Sunday school. When our Christian education director heard of this whole approach, she said, wow, why can't we do Sunday school on YouTube? And hey, now we're doing Sunday school lessons on video that we can now send out to the membership, and the membership can actually watch Sunday school throughout the week and not just on Sunday.
Amazing.
So these are the kind of things that we have. We have Bishop Walter Thomas coming, Bishop Dr. Soares is coming. We have Dr. William Curtis, who's a great preacher, Dr. Jasmine Skurlock, who people all over the country love to hear preach. It's just going to be a powerful, packed conference.
Dr. Mack, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to ask you, and I want to go back to literacy, financial literacy, which is very important. But before that, definitely you want to attend this Renew conference on April 10th through 12th at Union Baptist Church in Winston-Salem. And of course, we're going to give you all the website and phone number soon, so stay tuned. Bishop Mack, financial literacy is so important. My daughter is 21 years old, and I'm teaching her, showing her how to keep up, do the checkbook, and the credit card and all that, how to manage her finances. And she's pretty frugal, I would say. She manages, but once in a while, a little bit. But that is important. Key is teaching our young people from their childhood or when they are in middle school or high school. What is happening in our society that they get that credit card, and they think that since money doesn't flow through their fingers and the credit card, you don't see money right away, it's very easy to spend. And I tell my daughter too, that spend cash rather than credit card, because that way you feel that money is going out of your fingers. So they try to reach tomorrow's goal or tomorrow's dream, reach it today rather than wait patiently. And is that how we get into debt? Because finances is the major issue in any marriage or anybody's life.
I think you're hitting on something very important. I think it goes back a little deeper, though. I think that we have been taught some historical myths wrong about finances. One, I think we've been taught that it's not that money is the root of all evil. It's the love of it. So I think we've been taught to have a dysfunctional love affair with money, okay? So that's the piece that we got to correct. I think we've been taught that, hey, go ahead and spend it because you can't take it with you. Well, you can't take it with you, but you can't leave some behind. So I think we got to start teaching, setting up for the next generation. I think we've been taught that, hey, Jesus was poor, then what's wrong with being poor? As if being poor means being more holy than not, And so I think going back into dealing with those foundational principles about wealth and finances, I like to think that there has to be a balance, that yes, you could be blessed physically with finances, but real prosperity is also having financial wealth, but also having spiritual wealth and having joy and peace with it. Because I know a whole lot of people with wealth and money, but they don't have that joy. They don't have that joy. And so I think we're trying to get to these young people to let them know, hey, I was taught this, that you don't walk over a penny. If I see a penny today, I'm going to stop and pick that penny up. I have a street ministry. I have a street finance ministry. I will find a penny and I will pick it up. I sure will. I will pick it up and keep that penny because it is a reminder for me where I came from. But then too, if it were not for the grace of God, where I can return. And so I don't walk over pennies. I pick them up and I will sanitize them, and I will keep them and save them.
Okay. Bishop Mack, and I do that too when I see penny, because I come from different culture and different background. That penny value is 10 times more, by the way, in other countries. Wow. If you didn't know that. It may be 1 penny here, but it's 10 times
Oh,
more.
that's rich.
Yes, yes, sir.
That is rich.
So that means I got 10 times more. So that makes a difference also. Tell me a little bit more about the speakers here. I see.
So we have a football player, NFL ball player that's coming in to speak to the high school students on that Wednesday. Anthony Levine, number 41,
Wow.
Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, he's a member of our church, so he's coming back. We have a class for administrators, church administrators. Odell Dickerson will be here for that. We have a class for clergy to talk about creative forms of approaching the text, approaching illustrations for preaching. They will be here. Larry Covington out of Burlington, North Carolina, will be doing that class. We have a class for evangelists and prayer leaders. Compassion International is bringing their mobile museum.
Wow.
Where you can actually walk through the truck and get a feel of what it feels like to be in a third world country. So many missionaries who call themselves missionaries or who are missionaries have never been to a third world country and don't know what that's like. So we're bringing this truck so that missionaries can come and do a 20-minute tour and see what people live like in third world countries.
So we are getting firsthand experience here on not only financial literacy, but spiritual growth, education, and being a missionary, how they lived in third world countries. I mean, we support missionaries, but we do not know how they live and what they go through. So that makes a difference to see all that. So I'm really excited to see and hear what you're sharing, and I'm encouraging all of you, please, please come, make time, effort to attend this conference with your family, with your children. This will make a difference in your family. Dr. Mack, there is another session happening in this conference, Renew Conference, at Merging Voices Under 40. Could you share about that, please?
Man, listen, that's one of the most exciting pieces of the conference. We have 4 voices that we believe are some of the top preachers in our nation. One being that of Dr. Kia Hood Scott, who's the pastor of Union Baptist Church, Jamestown High Point. She'll be preaching on that night, on that Thursday night. And then Janice Williams, who's a student at Wake Forest Divinity School. And then also Walter Scott Thomas Jr. out of Baltimore, Maryland. And then Pastor James Wilkes, Elon First Baptist Church in Elon, North Carolina. They will be preaching on that Thursday night, starting at 10:30 at the Doubletree Hotel. We're trying to get young people and those who are not quite so young to just come and join and hear those voices. They each have 15 minutes to take a text and to preach that text, and then we'll be able to go to bed on a good word from the Lord on that night. So we're excited about that.
Now, Bishop, beside all that, there is some program here for fathers and men. And I see that a lot of men in our society, at home and in community, not taking that leadership, spiritual leadership I'm talking about. The spiritual leadership God has given it to man does not mean that he's bossy, demanding, and telling them everyone to do what he wants them to do. The spiritual leadership is humility, as Christ has set an example. What is happening to our men that why aren't they taking that spiritual leadership?
Yes. Oh, well, I believe that men are struggling with spiritual identity in many places because society is shifting the role of men in so many ways. There was a time when it was an honorable thing for a man to open the door for a woman. I was taught that, hey, you open the door for her, you take out on a date. Today, you may open the door and you may offend the woman for doing that because because she may say, I can do that for myself, I don't need you to do that. So that puts a man, the same confusion that's happening socially is now happening spiritually. And so what we have done with this conference is we have Bishop Heber Brown, who's coming from Baltimore, Maryland. He'll be coming to talk about the place and role of men in today's culture, spiritually. Okay? And then Jennifer Watley, who's coming out of Atlanta, Georgia, she'll be talking about women finding their place and role in ministry today, spiritually. So we will be working with the men and the women. On that Friday night, we have an entire youth takeover session for the youth. We have a powerful youth takeover session with Dance Ministries Praise Team, Keith Brown, who's a motivational speaker, who speaks to young people all over this nation, will be there empowering them. So you're getting the woman, you're getting the man, and then you're getting the children. And that's the family concept of this conference.
Wonderful. How can people be in touch with you for this? How can they register and come to this conference?
Oh, yes, you can go to our website, unionbaptistwsnc.org, and you can hit the link for a new conference, and it will direct you right to the conference link, or you may call the church at 336-724-9305, 336-724-9305. That's unionbaptistwsnc.org, as in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.org, or 336-724-9305, and you can get all the information. We have people coming from all over the nation. We'll be using the Doubletree Hotel right here in Winston-Salem as the host hotel. Some of the sites will be there. I just want to share with you that we have one of the sessions with greeters and ushers. Chick-fil-A, owner of Chick-fil-A, will be coming to talk about doing it like Chick-fil-A. What Chick-fil-A does to keep customers coming back to the store, and how that relates to the church. Wow. What can the church relate from Chick-fil-A? So it's creative things.
Very exciting. And so people can register online.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Everything, and it's really not that expensive. Go online and check it out and register today, right now. Yes. I'm telling you, it's going to be life-changing experience in your life also. Bishop Mack, there are some more guests here. I read here Jennifer Watley Maxwell, and then Bishop James Woodson, and James Olson.
James Olson is with Compassion. James Woodson will be one of our guest preachers. Kent Millard, who is the president of United Theological Seminary. United Theological Seminary is partnering with us. So many of the students from that program will be with us and bring in their leadership teams. So there are students from all over the country. They're doctoral ministry students, of which I'm a mentor in that program, but they'll be bringing their leadership teams from all over the country to empower churches. So we believe that this conference, we hope that this conference will leave someone saying, we have to go back and do something different.
Life-changing experience. Real quick, we have a few minutes left here. Walk me through first day in the morning till evening, second day morning till evening. What will I see those 2 days?
So then on Wednesday.
Yes, that's April 10th.
April the 10th, high school students will be meeting here at the church. At
Union Baptist Church.
At Union Baptist Church. And then the adults will be having sessions at the Doubletree Hotel. Okay? And then on that afternoon, there will be classes that will take place at the Doubletree Hotel, panel discussions with pastors and laity. On Thursday, there will be sessions at the church, the lectures at the church, and then that afternoon, there will be the men and women Bible study classes along with the Compassion tours. That night, we will have worship starting at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night and Thursday night, and preaching on Wednesday night and Thursday night. We have Grammy Award winner J.J. Harrison, who will be with us, training our choirs and praise leaders on Thursday, and we'll be singing on Thursday night. Amazing. And then on Friday, we will have more lectures, and we'll close out with a luncheon with United Theological Seminary celebrating students. Amazing. And Dr. Leon's.
You don't want to miss this conference, this Renew Conference at Union Baptist Church in Winston-Salem, April 10th through 12th. Go online, register it. You will see all that information on the screen and the phone number and the website, and go ahead and fill it out. You will not only learn about your financial literacy, you will learn about church service, worship, and family, and being a leader in the church, in the family, and the community. And also much more you'll be learning step by step. So you want to register that right away. Go to website, and if not, then you have any question, just call the number on the screen, what you see on the screen. Bishop, any last word you have for this conference?
Thank you for this, and I'm excited about Global Network TV, and we're praying for your effort, and we're praying that God will bless that effort, and anything that we can do from the Renew Conference to strengthen your work, we'll be glad to do that.
One more time, just go ahead and give website and information about the conference.
That's the Renew Conference right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Union Baptist Church, 1200 North Trade Street, April 10th through the 12th, right here at Union Baptist Church, 1200 North Trade Street, and you can go on our website. That's Union Baptist Church, WSNC.org. Union Baptist Church, WSNC.org. And when you go on that website, go to the Renew Conference tab and hit that tab, and the conference information will come up. We want to see you here. We've kept the registration costs low so that people can afford to come. We'll be using the DoubleTree Hotel in Winston-Salem, North Carolina for all lodging, and so we hope that you can come and join us here, and we would love to fellowship with you and get to know you, and not only you, but bring your church leaders, bring your pastors, bring your ministers, and let us fellowship together one with another right here at the Renew Conference in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. God bless you.
Our heart's desire is, as Matthew 28:18 says, go out and preach the gospel, or go into the world and preach the gospel. And that's what Union Baptist Church and Dr. Mack's desire, that we want to unite all these churches and families and men and women together so they will live for the Lord and spread the gospel. And that's very, very important. So come and register and be part of this and be blessed. Bishop Mack, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And God bless you, and we'll be attending this conference.
Bless you.
Thank
All right. Bless you. All right.